Okay, so here's the thing. Hey guys, I'm Natalie. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the Bahamas. Basically, if you go on a cruise and you're in a wheelchair, don't bother getting off the ship. I know that's kind of a disappointing thing to hear, but it's true. As I kind of stated in my previous video, the cruise ships are extremely accessible when it comes to wheelchair accessibility and other ADA related requirements. But once you get into like a foreign country like the Bahamas, or if you go to Mexico, basically everything that is required in America for accessibility standards is gone, which makes sense because it's a United States regulation, so of course it wouldn't apply to any other country. But anyway, so during this last Paraguay, the cruise went to the Bahamas. I got off the ship for about 30 minutes, and that was it. You get off the ship and it's accessible. You go through like the port where the ships dock, that's accessible. But once you get out of that area, everything goes downhill from there. A lot of the sidewalks don't have curb cuts. I was actually extremely surprised that there were sidewalks that had curb cuts. So I drive up a curb cut ramp, and then I get onto the sidewalk, and then I would get to the other side of the sidewalk at the other end of the block, and of course there wouldn't be a curb cut. So then I couldn't get back down, and then I had to drive back again. So then of course I had to go into traffic, and these streets were pretty narrow. They were only like maybe one, maybe two lanes, if that. And there also were no bike lanes. So there was nowhere that I could really go in the street other than actually being in the middle of the road with all the vehicles. So the other thing is that on the Norwegian website, they provide you with a list of accessible excursions. The only thing is that Norwegian itself does not provide you with transportation to get to the excursions. So normally you would have to fly down a cab or rent a vehicle or something like that. Now in the Bahamas, none of the cabs have wheelchair ramps. So you have accessible excursions available, but you don't have wheelchair accessible transportation you can take to get to the excursions. So basically there's no point of booking an accessible excursion if you have no way to get there. So that doesn't really make sense, but they tried. But yeah, so if you're in a wheelchair, I do not recommend going to the Bahamas on vacation. Surprisingly, Cozumel was a little bit better. Cozumel, Mexico, they actually had a lot of curb cuts, and I didn't have to go into the street in order to get to like the bars and the shops that were in this area surrounding the port. So Cozumel was definitely better. So I mean, if you're really into shopping and going to cool restaurants and stuff like that, then Cozumel would be great if you were in a wheelchair. However, I am not really into that kind of stuff, so for me, it wasn't very exciting. So I prefer to stay on the ship when the cruise ship docks. But other than that, the cruise portion of the trip was phenomenal. Alright guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down below to get a notification when I post my next video. Thanks guys. See you later. Bye.